Hey everyone, in this video we are going to talk about HTTP status codes. Whenever we make an API request, the server sends a response and with that response it also sends a status code. But what do these numbers mean and why they are important? Let's find out. HTTP status codes are three-digit numbers that tells us whether our request was successful, failed or had some issues. For example, if you visit a web page and see 404 not found, it means the page doesn't exist. That 404 is an HTTP status code. Status codes are grouped into five categories based on the first digit. Let's go through the commonly used codes one by one. First, we have codes starting with 1. These codes mean that the request was received and the server is still processing it. These are rarely used in APIs. For example, 100 continue. Here the server is telling the client, I got your request, keep going. Next, we have codes starting with 2. These codes mean that everything went fine and the request was successful. Most common ones 200 OK. It tells that everything worked. It is the most common. Next we have 201. It is used for created. It is used when something new was successfully created. For example, new user, new quiz question. Next 204. No content. Here it tells the request was successful but there is no data to return. Next, we have inline with the codes starting with 3. These codes tell the client that the requested resource has moved to a different location. Here, the most common one is the 301 moved permanently. It tells the resource is now at a different URL. This is mostly used for websites and SEO rather than APIs. Next, we have codes starting with 4. These codes mean that something is wrong with the request sent by the client. Here, the most common ones are 400 bad request. Here, it tells the request is incorrect. For example, missing parameters, invalid data. Next, 401 unauthorized. Here, it tells the request needs authentication. For example, user needs to log in first. Next, 403 forbidden. It tells the client doesn't have permission to access the resource. Next, 404 not found. It tells the resource doesn't exist. In last, we have codes starting with 5. These codes mean that something went wrong on the server side. Here, the most common ones are 500 internal server error. This is a generic error when something crashes on the server. Next, 503 service unavailable. It is used when the server is down or overloaded. So, to summarize everything, status codes help us understand, did the request work? Did something go wrong with the request? Is there a problem on the server?